Are you scared your book will backfire? Listen here. Credibility isn't decided by strangers on the internet. It's how you craft and position your book. What's underneath that fear you have about publishing your book? It's not about writing a book. It's about writing the wrong book. And you can solve that issue with crafting and positioning your book. So it's not about not enough time. It's not about your writing ability. It's the fear of being judged for being too basic, being a simpleton, a fear that people will pick your ideas apart, a fear that your book will look amateurish, a fear that your book doesn't attract your audience. The good news here is that, again, credibility isn't decided by strangers on the internet. It's decided by how you craft and position your book. And you can solve the problem of people picking your book apart. You can solve the problem of your book looking amateurish, and you can solve the problem of your book not attracting your audience. How? Let's break it down. First, you're afraid your book's going to be too basic. That's a problem with your angle. Highlight what you're good at. There's your authority, and that's your angle. One of my clients came to me after she had written a manuscript. She had been in a writing program. She wrote an entire manuscript, and it sat in the corner of her office collecting dust for 3 years. Why? Because something felt off about it. Turns out it was her angle. In a 20-minute conversation, we talked about that angle. We talked about her authority. We highlighted what she was good at. And she realized the whole issue with that manuscript was her book's title. Once she repositioned that with the right angle, showcasing her authority, she knew that it would attract her audience. And she said to me, I'm ready to publish my book now, after a 20-minute conversation, just because she fixed her angle. Let's talk about people picking your book apart. You can solve that fear, you can alleviate that fear with proof, because that's all that is. That's a proof problem. How do you show proof? With real stories, with client stories, with outcomes, with data. My client, Chuck, he came to me after writing a manuscript by himself. Took him over a year to do it, and when he handed it to me, it was 57 chapters long. 57 chapters long. Okay, that's way too long for a business book. That's way too long for any book, honestly, in the business world. And no one was going to read it, so it definitely wasn't going to attract his audience. He needed more proof, and he was able to get that proof sorted in his book once we looked at all of those 57 chapters and realized that the proof was there. It was just scattered, like all of the thoughts in his head. Once we were able to fix that, to get that proof boiled down chapter by chapter, we ended up with 12 cohesive chapters. And he published his book with the proof, and it landed him 3 speaking gigs and a 5-figure consulting contract just from that book, because he solved his proof problem. Let's talk about your book looking amateurish. There are lots of aspects that go into a book. It's not just the words on the page. It's how the words on the page are formatted. It's the sentence structure. It's the words that you use. It's the book cover, the front cover, the back cover. It's the front matter, the back matter. It's the formatting. It's all of that combined. You can solve that by choosing the right editor, by hiring a professional book designer and formatter who know how to properly do that. It's more than just slapping a cover on that you created in Canva by yourself. Yes, you can create book covers in Canva. I'm not knocking that. But there are specific ways that you need to create your book cover to make it look professional. And a professional book designer, they know those ways. Problem solved. Production values. Let's talk about your book not attracting your audience. This is a positioning problem. You need to start with your book's premise. Your book should help your audience go from their pain to the outcome they desire using your framework, your methodology, your specific secret sauce that you know can solve their problem. You have the solution they're seeking. You should show them. Attach your proof and build transitions. Trust stacking, chapter to chapter. I've talked about trust stacking before. It's the client journey. They go from A to B with little stops along the way, and they end up at their destination, which is the realization that you have the solution they're seeking. Do this, and you'll know whether your book will be able to amplify your authority. If you have the right angle, you include proof, you make sure you've got the production quality there, and you properly position your book. And don't forget that positioning your book also includes a clear call to action. If your readers don't know what to do at the end of your book, you've failed them. They should be able to read your book and then know what their next step is. Maybe it's to call you. Maybe it's to sign up for one of your programs. Maybe it's to download a workbook or something else. There needs to be a clear call to action for them. Otherwise, they just read the book, oh, that was nice, and close it and move on with their life. What have we accomplished with that? Nothing. So make sure you have a clear call to action. The first thing you can do by solving your angle problem is making sure you have the right book idea, the clear book idea in your head, not all of those ideas jumbling around in there. How you can do that? By downloading my 3 AI book idea prompts. These are clear, specific prompts that help you cut through all that noise in your head and get the right book idea that will attract your audience, that won't be too basic, and will showcase your authority and what you're good at. It will be able to help you discern which stories and outcomes and data you should include in your book to attract that audience. So get the right book idea with my 3 AI book idea prompts.